Okay, so officially welcome to the fifth session of the Black Sessions. So today we're discussing, I don't know what happened to the rest of us. We agreed to meet today. We changed the date, but maybe they forgot. I guess we'll expect in the other guys' next meeting. But today we will be discussing episode 1 of season 2 that is called Be Right Back. So I would like to hear, this is an old episode, first of all. This is back in 2012. This is actually the first episode of Black Mirror that I ever watched. And I thought that it was a series about this, but of course it's just one episode. So I would like to hear your opinions and thoughts about this episode. Let's start with the old ones before we move to the newers. Jorge Yacafil, Jorge, the only Jorge today. What are your main reflections and opinions about this episode?
Well, hello to everyone. I just watched the episode 1 hour ago. I almost forget, but I remember I watched the first time a couple of years ago, and my feelings about this episode were pretty similar. It was well, a very romantic episode
I
and
bet you liked
a
it.
very shocking and a difference between this particular episode and other episodes of Black
Yeah.
Mirror. I like to say that the curva, ¿está bien?
Curve?
Curve of emotions are uh, distinguished because it's the good feelings of Martha about reborn their boyfriend just uh, stay for a little while, maybe a couple of days, and immediately she start to have the bad feelings and start to maybe have the impact, the shock of this uh, weird technology of making a person under only the memories of all data of that person. Uh, in in my particular way of see this, I think that it's a good invention, but when the when all I used to think that when technology meets emotions and thinking and feelings, not the there are most probably that this have a bad end than a good end, and in this episode we can see this. Um, and another comment that I want to say. I the second time I see this episode, I can focus on the specific amount of technology, of futuristic technology that these episodes have. For example, the tablets, the 3D pocket, and the cell phone healer when
Yeah.
she she got broke that phone, and she become desperate and just arrive at home and put the cell phone on a desk, don't know what, and the cell phone heals in a second. So
Yeah.
in this futuristic dystopic world of Black Mirror, the people buy one cell phone for all life, or this is a device that are maybe for a few ones. We can see that she got money. She got from a high
But they are
class.
not shown rich. They are not shown rich. They are, I
No,
guess
not
they
rich,
are middle class, higher, upper
but
middle class.
not high class, but they got a big house, and she bought this device of reborn people. I don't know what, a lot of cell phone, a lot of desk and computers,
technology devices.
So technology device, futuristic device.
Yeah. So one thing that you said, I think is very interesting. That is when you mentioned that you can make someone out of memories, but these are not memories. This is data. So I think
Mm.
that's key. That's a key point in the discussion we're going to keep. That this is not the memory of Ash, is the background information of the social media of Ash. So
Yeah.
Hernan, I mean Javier, sorry, where I said the newer ones. Javier, what are your thoughts and opinions of this episode? How do you feel about it?
Well, I agree. Sorry, I don't remember your name. What is your name?
And my name, Alicia,
No, the name
Jorge.
Me,
Jorge.
Jorge.
Okay,
Jorge.
I agree with the comment of
Just
Jorge.
read his name. It's too easy.
Maybe it's
Because
not
I
there,
can
or
Oh
maybe
no,
he cannot see it. Oh,
I
that is so
can I
mean.
No,
I
it
can
doesn't say
change,
Jorge. It's Kyrie Fata
Ah,
Alexo.
it's Kairi Pata.
but
You can
I
call him
don't know how to
Kairi.
change. How I can
No, but it's
change?
Jorge. He's
He's
Jorge.
Jorge.
Okay.
well, anyway, I agree with Jorge because it's possible found different topic in this charter. Is for example, I remember the what is the relationship with the technology and what is the another aspect was the well in relation the in this it's possible for example to see the maybe the career relationship between young people and the different maybe relationship with the technology in who is possible that is possible connect with diet people. It's incredible for me. And maybe the another aspect was the in general the love relationships.
Yeah.
Um, maybe this is the pillars, the love and technology and what others aspect. No, I think this.
Yeah. It's mainly about the relationship, the bond they have that she cannot let go. And it's something that I think we could all experience when we lose someone that is close to us. And then you feel the grief and you cannot let go and you miss that person. So maybe if we had this chance of having or like a more real memory or somehow an interaction with the lost one, we could all go there at some point. If I lose my mom, I think I would love to hear her voice once more.
Mm.
So yeah, love is the key fact here. The love that she has for him is what makes all this happen, and technology goes in the way, of course. This is Black Mirror, so technology will be, despite the fact that it may not seem a key point in this episode. I mean, it's key because it makes possible for Ash to come back to life, but it's not that centered in technology as some other episodes. It's more centered in the emotions, related in how these emotions interact with technology. So very well said. I think we're going to talk about love and how technology can impersonate someone. Hernan, what are your thoughts on this episode? General ideas before we start into the discussion.
Well, firstly, I think I always finish feeling exhausted and nauseous with
Black
each
Mirror.
and every one of these Black Mirror series. Every season, every episode, it's so
Depressing.
disgusting in a way. But I think this is a great series. So uh, in a way, I have no problem with that because I know that that's what's the real intention of the writers. But it's so exhausting. It's like I finished when I finished this specific episode. It's like, oh man, I don't want to watch Black Mirror anymore. But yeah, there's going
But
to be
then you
another
watch another
story.
one, and then you have another
Yeah.
fun discussion,
And
and
next
then you
week
come back.
we need to face another disgusting
Yes.
reality that
another
could
another
happen probably,
disgusting, likely, very likely reality. I think
and
I think
possible,
this
not
is
only likely.
I think this is one of the closest future of all the episodes we've watched up until now, this is something I could see happening. Not the person, but the other things like the voice and the texting. It could happen tomorrow.
Well,
Tomorrow
the
you could have
national
a soft.
anthem, I think it's the most
Huh?
probable to happen nowadays.
National anthem? Yeah, yeah, national anthem. And yeah, yeah, this too. Yeah, but national, yeah, but this is also very likely. I was how
Yeah.
much
Well,
is
but the,
yeah.
the other one with the chip and the eye surgery and
But
stuff, the brain
that's
surgery.
like 10 years, I think. 10 years in
Yeah.
advance, at least. You need nanobots, more
Well,
nanobots.
I think well, it's really we can discuss about it, but I think this would happen before we could have enough technology to build a new human
Yeah, yeah.
with like
I think that part, the new
No,
body, is the future
no,
Westworld technology.
no.
But the others, like when you have the voice and when you have the texting, is something that could happen now. If you have someone programming, it could
yeah, you're
happen
right.
now. So yeah, any other?
Yeah, but well, I hate that episode, but I think it's so interesting because we can discuss how realistic and how probable is to have that kind of mm, opportunities in a couple of years after. But well, I think it's quite interesting to rethink this episode in terms of mental health because how good or bad would it be if we could design a way to do that? Because I think morning it's important to overcome a proper death,
Yeah,
a real death.
you need to feel the grief.
So talking even with an IA app system or voice software or whatever, or even more, if you can rebuild a human body or kind of a human body, how difficult would it would be to people that really wants to overcome a huge loss. So I'm not sure that we should offer humanity opportunities not to face realities, in a way,
Yeah,
not to face pain. I think it's sad. I think life is cruel in a way and unfair, but life
but that's
is the
how
way
life
it is.
is.
So you
Yeah,
need to cope with frustration. You need to face pain sometimes. You need to accept some tough realities. So if you don't,
so
we're
you can
going
grow.
to, yeah, I think what's happening with centennials right now, with Generation Z, is mostly like this in a micro, teeny tiny point of view. I mean, they have everything just in front of a screen. So if they don't have the frustration to play with a box and that's it, to create with their own minds, with to imagine some stuff, I think this is the same in a way, but in a bigger way, and that's it. So if you cannot uh, grieve your beloved, you won't overcome pain in life, and I think it's also important to do that. And in a way, you will forget the real people if
And that's
you
what
if you
happens in
if
this
you.
episode.
No, I don't think so. I think
She
she really
isolates
realized that
at the end, yes, but at
this
some point
this this
she
kind of
isolated.
fraud, kind of animal, kind of I don't know, the kind of being, self being, is not uh, her real love of her life. So, but I think not everyone would realize that. So I think it's very tricky, and I'm really thinking in terms of how mental health could be damaged, harmed, and in a way delayed in terms of people's development with all these kind of new technologies. I think that's the most
Yeah, there are
profound.
many little things, little details that we could discuss from all your opinions. Just a reminder, Kathy is just listening. Not that I am ignoring her. I don't have any problem with her. I really like her, but she didn't watch the episode, so that's why she's not integrated in the conversation. uh,
but maybe if she
you
wants, she
can,
can
you
discuss
can,
the
yes,
topics.
yeah,
Maybe
you
not
can
the
Yes,
discuss the
but
episode.
topics
I,
without the episode.
yes, but now I'm so lost.
Don't
Lost.
worry. Don't worry. We're getting into deeper ideas of the episode that do not have much to do with what happened, but what they're telling us about. So
Okay.
a few things. First, I would like to talk about Ash. I would like to hear what do you think about Ash. He was he was very like not interested, like this kind like distracted. When she at the beginning of the episode, when it's raining and she's outside the car, he has like, hey, he's always on his phone. Later at home, when she's asking him about dinner, he's always on his phone. So he's very addicted to technology. And
But because
probably,
of that, he has the background. The internet has the background to make virtual Ash.
yes, perfectly. But careful with that. Because he was always on the phone. So the cloud had a lot of information from him. But there was one moment when they were on the car driving home and the Biggies. They were singing, "If I can't have you, I don't want nobody else. If I can't have you," what a song. Afterwards, they hear the Biggies, and she says, "Yeah," and she says, "You don't like the Biggies." I do, and he starts singing "How Deep Is Your Love," and he knows all the lyrics, but she didn't know. She was like, "That's not you." And then later, when the sim version of Ash here's the biggest. He says, ugh, cheesy. Because probably that is something that he always showed on the web that he didn't like the biggest. So they were cheesy. Probably he commented someone, oh, that's so cheesy. But in the end, after all, inside his personality, outside the online avatar, he liked that. And she discovered one thing that she didn't know about him because after all, you may have an image online, but it's not who you really are. So that's what I wanted to discuss firstly. How much of what I mean, we know that we project an image that is not real on our social media. And it has to do with the cookies. I don't know if you familiarize with the concept of cookies online. That is when you use the internet and they keep information so they can use it next time to make the experience faster. And that's the information that they're having here. If you disconnect the internet on your computer, you would see any page with the cookies. So, is the cookie are the cookies online a real projection of ourselves? Jorge, how much do you think the real you is shown on the web? If you die today, how much do you think that the algorithm could project that is real from you, and how much it would project that is not like
Mm, maybe 66%.
66.6?
Oh,
You want to say 66.6%?
66. Yeah,
But that
yeah.
is real or that is
No,
fake?
but I was thinking of your reflection and hello.
Yes, 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 yes. We can hear you. Oh,
Se la
there you are. There you
yo.
are. No,
Ah,
it's working. It's working now.
¿te escucha ahora?
Yes.
Yeah, a huge accuracy. But I was realizing that that person only depends in the effort that individual person puts on his internet profile. There's a lot of people that have um, social media and shares a lot of information, and you are low.
We can hear you. Oh, boo. What happened? Boo.
I think his granny showed up.
Ah, he's what? He's
His
what?
granny showed up.
Aha! He's afraid of making adult comments next to his grandma. Yeah, there you are. You were saying. Activate the microphone. Go ahead. We are still listening to you. Jorge?
Hello?
Yes? Continue.
Yes?
Yeah.
Okay. I was saying before we got frozen that every person that has a social media profile, yeah, I am a very sharing person on the internet. Um, yeah, Hernan. But I I can be more. Um, I can share more of my life moments on the internet or on Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp, YouTube, Twitter, whatever. And there's other people that share more information. Maybe people that share a full day of videos and history and texting, posting. And instead of this, he or she can make a 100% profile of accuracy of his or her real life. Did you know what I'm trying to say?
Yes, of
Because
course.
because for example, um, I believe I usually want to believe that Mark Zuckerberg, the creator or Facebook, thinking about this invention like a platform to share academic information. And in a couple of years, in Facebook became not academic social media, and the people start to share and posting, and we got that Facebook like what is today. So, what is the dilemma or the philosophical dilemma? Uh, for me, there's nothing. It's just to keep a part if you want or if you don't want to share for myself, but the real image of what you share with your friends and with the people that follows you uh, maybe can be a real projection or a fake projection, but at the end of the day, we got to be conforme, ¿cómo se dice?
Okay.
Satisfied. Okay,
Satisfied, yeah.
we got to be okay or satisfied for what we share. And this is for me it's a main topic. I am very worried about this because I had a lot of friends that had, I don't want to say that they have a fake profile on internet, but in the intimate conversation in the real world, uh, these people telling me things that are totally
Opposite.
opposite that they share. I have, and that is the problem of the social media. We can see a lot of fake sunrises, maybe, and the person at his real being are full of depression, of psychological problem. You got my point. So
I think the problem would not be the fact that they are sharing fake information, but the problem I think is that we think that is a real person. We all do the same thing. We all share the side that we want to share. So why sometimes do we think that we know someone from the social media when we
mm,
know that the image we are projecting is fake? So why wouldn't there be fake? There's be fake too. So that's I think, but I get what you're saying. I completely get. For example, if something like this happened to you, I hope it never happens. Jorge, for example, he is very angry on the web. He is sharing like, oh yeah, I hate this, or I don't like this. He's like a little hater, but it's okay. He's not like one of those haters that you really hate. He's a little hater, a cute hater. But he in real life is very kind and very cute, actually. Like,
but
oh, so if you would die and I would have a projection of yourself, of your social media, I would totally hate you and would never be your friend because that's not you. But
that's
that's
because
not
the
him.
66%.
It's just a
But
66.6.
in the case of Ash, the protagonist, I don't understand that what you say. about the Bee Gees example, in the deep of his heart, he like or don't like the Bee Gees?
He liked the biggest, and I guess it happens to
He
everyone.
like
Like
the Bee Gees.
you have this song, like I don't know. Nowadays it's more accepted. For example, we love Camilo Sesto, we both, Jorge and I, and we sing Camilo Sexto, and I know that he comes here, and I know that about him. But a few years ago, when he was full metal, no, probably it was a secret. So he would be like, "Oh God, I hate romantic music."
Never.
Bleh.
Camilo, always.
But yeah, but what happens if you hate something like, oh, I don't like, and then in privacy you are
Thank you,
like
Nan.
dancing reggaeton alone by yourself, dancing Bad Bunny when no one's watching you, and you would never put that on the web because you are not that kind of person. And you would have other type of people that would share Bad Bunny all day because they're always happy, and in the end they're listening to Camilo Sesto crying in their houses. So I think that's where I was trying to go, and I think that's what you were a little bit what you were trying to say, that that we are showing an image that is not real. So how can we rely on this image later in life? Unless you are always honest on social media. I don't know what you guys talking about. Jorge plus Daddy Yankee equal
Fucking
Ash plus the
crazy.
Biggies is the same. It's exactly the
Oh,
same. So yeah.
perfect
Um,
equation.
so yeah, that's one thing that I found very interesting. I would like to hear your opinions, Hernan. What are your reflections on this matter? That is lucky, the most cutest. So, Hernan?
Um, I
Oh,
don't know what you really mean with that question.
no, I would like to hear your reflections on what we were discussing with Jorge.
Um, well, I think it's impossible to build an artificial intelligence from only post and public stuff. I think private thoughts, intimacy, topics,
Private thought.
and interest, real interest, and privacy in general, it's almost impossible to figure out just from public posting and stuff.
Or
And I think
private
what
ones.
Jorge, yeah, yeah, but in a way, social media is not that private as we think, because I really agree with Jorge when he said that we only, I think in every social media we do have kind of an image. Some of the people are more pretentious, some other people are more realistic. But if you if you really think about it, and I remember one conference that I went and I watched it live, that really made me think that we have different profiles in every social media, and even if we're not doing that intentionally. So yeah, I mean, well, I don't use Facebook uh, f- since I think 6 or 7 years ago. But I remember that what I used to post in Facebook is different from what I do on Instagram or Twitter, or maybe just using my email. So yeah, it's kind of different. So even if I'm thinking when I'm sending direct messages, okay, I'm not changing my personality, but I use Instagram to send more memes, maybe, and Twitter only now to ask a question, uh, specifically in terms of when I want to inform something or I want to know something. So in a way, we kind of personas in every social media. So we're not the same, and I think every one of them are just characters, and our real personality, our private uh, and really personal thoughts, feelings, and interests are outside social media. But I understand that maybe some people like Jorge tend to post more stuff, tend to share more of his own in a way. Uh, and some other people, maybe like me, I don't like to post so so much thing. I had faces when I post almost everything.
Every once in a
But
while, we have that face.
yeah, but there are some other people that really use social media every single way that they can, and they share all their lives a- anytime. So I think it depends on the person, but even considering people that use social media to post everything, uh,
Even they are fake.
you wouldn't have or a total image of the real person. So well, I'm redefining this so Kathy would share with us her opinion too,
Yes, I
without
was
having a
saying.
line item. But I think it's impossible only with technology, public and maybe private posts and messages online to create a human brain, human emotions in 100% identical way. So yeah, I think
Human
it's impossible.
spontaneous. Human spontaneity. How spontaneous you can be, how unpredictable we are, is something that an algorithm cannot fake. It can manage.
This
It
is
can.
the main topic.
Yeah, you can predict the variables. That's an algorithm. You can make projections of how it would be, but you never know how it would be. You could be very accurate, but it's never 100% accuracy, because we humans
And
are
this is
unpredictable.
and this is the reason because Martha starts to be annoying with
Yeah,
Ash.
she rejects him after all.
Oh,
Yeah.
I can
Katy.
connect to logic.
And maybe
Katy.
maybe
Yeah,
Yes.
offended.
yeah,
Maybe
of course,
Javier,
because it's like a cuenta version. Katy, what do you think?
Okay.
what do you like a
Um,
cuenta?
I think that I agree with Hernan because I use a lot of my social media, but for specific things. For example, I share information in LinkedIn about my work, in Facebook, and I share anything, but in Instagram and other things. But for example, about my emotion, I never share. For example,
I'm
if I
sad.
lost, yes, or if I lost, no sé, my boyfriend or my father, I never share about this because the people that and I in Facebook, for example, they not I don't know what I say, but they not convince me or como support me
Convinced? Yeah.
about my feeling. It's
No, they don't
I
care.
yes, but in another way, the things that say Jorge, for example, if I lost my father, he died. Maybe about in WhatsApp or Facebook, I talk with my friends about my feeling in private. But
Yeah.
this information, obviously, the Facebook or the enterprise, they take my information. It's private, but I talk about my
Is
feeling.
it private? Nowadays, for example, Facebook and WhatsApp, you've seen it probably all over the place. Facebook and WhatsApp are like blending. So everything that you think is private, when you're saying something that you really like, something like don't tell anyone, but I like this guy,
Yes.
it knows.
But
So
in general, for example, if you want take my personality in Facebook, in only Facebook, it's different for the real life,
yeah.
the real life, because in LinkedIn, it's information real about me, but it's one part of me. In Instagram, I share more sport or activities in the day. In Facebook and other things.
Yes. So I think that's why Martha gives it access to everything. The software access to their emails, social media, conversations, chats, videos, pictures, memories, everything possible. And still, with all the information of you available on the internet, it's not enough to make it you,
Yeah.
because
Yes.
there are lots of part of you that are not there, and that probably only a few people would get, and different aspects of you will be shared with different people. So guys, another topic that I think I found interesting, it has to do with this too, is the company. The company itself. What are you guys talking about? I hate when you laugh and I don't get it. Sorry.
No, 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 no.
I
I love how the dog interrupt Jorge's transmission.
Jorge
Very,
transmission.
very, very
Loki is the
fundido.
protagonist. Loki is the protagonist here. So yeah, I was going to comment on the company. On we don't know the name of the company, whoever they are making this software. But it's funny because at the beginning, at first you have this friend in the funeral that comments that she's been invited to use this beta version of this software that fakes
Se
the
congeló,
dead
no.
guy. No, it's not. Only you. So yeah, Kathy, since you're a little lost here, this company that fake Ash, the dead guy, all invited Martha's friend. She lost someone and they invited
Hello?
her. She didn't even look for it. They invited her. So it's like they are looking for potential customers. It's like, oh, you lost someone, you want to try this new product? And the friend comments to Martha that like, oh, you could try this. She rejects, and then she start receiving books of how to cope with when you lose someone you love, how to deal with pain. She's getting the same things we do. When the algorithm know that you are going through something and they're offering you options, like I don't know, you're
Mhm.
trying to lose weight. Here you have this, here you have this, here you have this, here you have this, and the algorithm is working. So when she tries this product, after that, after she tries the chatting version, it offers the audible version. But to get the audible version, you have to sign the contract of letting all your privacy into this software so it can fake the voice. It fakes the voice. And when she's very emotionally connected to it, he comments, you know what, this is going to be expensive, but you can make a real version of me. And we can see from the beginning that she is not rich, but you can think of how expensive it would be to make a new human being. I mean, just to think about it, it would crazy expensive. But she pays it anyway. We don't see the struggle where she gets the money from, but you know that she doesn't have that much money, but she does it anyway. So I think it's also a critic to our system here, what they're showing us with how the company abuses this grieving person with this in order to sell their products. And this is something you can maybe see with, I don't know, how do you call that, the people that contact human deaths, how do you call that, like mediums?
Medium.
Mediums, yes.
Medium.
Yeah, it would be like a medium, but an online medium that is selling you a product. It's no longer the experience, it's the product. So I would like to hear your opinions on this. What do you think of the company and how much they're showing us that they can manipulate the same way they do nowadays? Jorge,
See, sorry,
yeah,
I
sorry.
have a question.
Ask me your question.
The woman, she lost someone,
She lost
and
her
as of
boyfriend. She lost
yeah,
her
so
boyfriend on an accident, and we don't know what happened. We guess it's
okay,
a car accident. We can guess that. Probably he was looking at his phone because he was always looking at his phone. So they're
yeah,
giving
Good
you those
theory.
tips. So he died, and the night before they had sex. I don't know if your grandma is there. I'm saying the bad word, the S word. So they had sex, and she got pregnant. So a month
yeah,
after his death, she realized she was pregnant. The forbidden concept. They were making love. Sorry, making love.
yeah.
And she got pregnant. So she was very emotional. Imagine you just lost your boyfriend, your 10 years boyfriend, and then you are pregnant. So she was in a horrible place, in a very, very sad place. Don't tell grandma. But then this software came, and she immediately like hide inside the software. She rejected reality. She was no longer gone. He was still with her.
And the
Right.
software, and the software can
At
no
the
sé cómo se
beginning,
dice,
at the
sobrevivir.
beginning, at the beginning, the software it was just chatting, And
Chatting with the guy, the
with
guy.
Ash, yes, with the dead guy.
Okay, that guy.
And then the chatting, he said, if you upload the videos, I can get the
Okay.
voice so I can talk to you on the phone. So
Mhm.
she uploaded the videos and they talked on the phone and it was the same voice. And she was like, oh my God, you're real. And she stayed with that phone for a long time. And she became even more addicted than Ash to
Okay.
the phone.
Yeah.
And then it became the real life figure.
Now I can understand. Okay.
Frankenstein. So Jorge, what do you think of the company who created this project? What do you think their intentions are? Do you think that they want to help her? How do they know that she's suffering? Algorithm, all that.
Well, I think that like all companies, well, I think that this is a big company, but I was thinking of the recommendation of that friend of the, how I say, velorio, velatorium, what,
Funeral.
funeral. Did you realize of that girl, that blonde girl that starts to tell to Marta about this device? If these people are ambassador
Herbalife.
of the company,
Herbalife.
Herbalife is
Yeah.
a good, very fine Herbalife
She was like
ambassador.
an Herbalife of this
Yeah,
group.
Carol
but
Dance would be proud.
Carol Dan will be
yeah,
very, very proud of her.
but
Carol
tiger
Pyramid
mentality.
Dance.
Pyramid dance.
But I was I like to share other thoughts with yours. Uh, well, I was thinking just at this time, Ash died so young, maybe 25, 13 years old, and the data, the background data, the cookies of him that the company can can grab to make a duplicate virtual Ash are at just at this moment of his life,
Yeah.
at 25, 30 years old, don't know. But maybe the the purpose of that company are orientated to more older people, because if maybe we can assume that in this future older people around 16 years old or 17 years old, maybe they they are using internet, social media, cell phones more frequently, and the background maybe can be more accurate, more expensive. Um,
I don't
me,
know.
me
For
explico?
example, we've been using, I think
Just a
we,
theory.
yeah, but we, the four of us, we've been using social media for, I don't know, 15 years,
Yeah,
around
one
that.
decade.
More than a decade. 15.
Are
Photolog
we
was,
considering
Oh.
Messenger
yeah,
as,
Mhm.
maybe
Ah,
longer.
as
yeah,
social
20,
media?
Messenger.
20,
So
20,
15 years.
25 years.
Yeah, let's say
20.
20.
Yeah,
Let's
and
say 20.
Or the little flower that I forgot. IMS, IRS.
Oh, please, ICR.
Sorry,
Yes,
ICR.
sorry.
RTI.
ICR. There is your ID. You can pick it, please. Pick up your
the go-
carnet, your
Mhm.
ID. Yes, yes.
the gold is
ICR.
pop.
Well,
The gold is
don't
pop.
worry, it's already expired. So
Messenger.
Yeah, so
Send
20
me
years.
a bus.
Yeah, I was going to say 20 years of information.
Podolog. Sorry,
Fotolog.
Photo.
but
FF.
Javier,
FF. FF, Fotolog, FF, y es un
Yeah.
amigo.
MySpace.
MySpace, all that. Latin chat.
Alicia.
Latin chat. Yahoo.
Alicia has used to be the queen of the photolog of Kurigo.
Other Alicia, not me. Other Alicia. Other
The
Alicia.
other Alicia,
Other Alicia.
not the
No,
not the
that was
PhD of English.
it wasn't even me because it was a fake name. So it wasn't even me. That's not me. That's not me.
But you were
Yeah,
welcome.
but
Yeah,
no, I was not. I was never. So yeah, we have 20 years of data on the cloud,
Mm,
but a 20-year boy now has the same amount because that
yeah.
kid started using his phone when he was a year, and so it's almost the same time. I think that
Yeah.
every kid being born nowadays has social media since they are. I've seen kids, 5-year-old kids on social media,
Yeah.
5, 6-year-old kids. And before that, it was their parents who run their. I've seen that too. Parents running their kids' accounts. Your kid doesn't
You
need an
totally
account.
broke my argument.
Uh sorry, wasn't my intention. Wasn't my
I was
intention.
thinking of I was thinking of people of 17 years old that using her phone for the half of your life and maybe have more data, but no,
And they use it. They
it
use it
don't make
even
sense.
more. They use it even more than we are. Than
Mm.
we do. Sorry. So yeah. Kathy, what do you think? What do you think of people in companies in this case who take advantage of grieving? Grieving is like people who are suffering,
Mhm.
grieving people in situations like this. It would be a medium, or it could be this company. What do you think
Yeah.
as a commercial engineer who's seeing the opportunities everywhere? What do you think? Is it a good opportunity?
In commercial aspect, obviously
Yeah,
it's good.
of course.
It's the people very intelligent, obviously.
And the more
But I think that yes, I think that the use your feeling for a buy product or service, it's how can I say unethical maybe,
yes.
but it's part of the business,
Yeah.
obviously.
So have you ever feel that you've been victimized by the system somehow? For example, I don't know, when you
Yes,
are
for
sad
example,
and they're showing you shoes. I don't know.
no about the feelings, but for example, in quarantine, I searched a lot of information about the bicycle or uh, things for practicing workout.
At home?
Yes, and in the middle of a page appear como anuncio,
Pop-ups.
no sé cómo decir.
Pop-ups.
Yes, yes, and obviously the people that work in the company review maybe I don't know. It's use an algorithm
Algorithm.
that
Yeah.
appear yes that appear things that I looking for.
Yes.
Okay.
And they're
Yes,
taking advantage of that situation right
exactly.
away.
Yes, but I think that is part of the business. The company make the things fine or good,
Yeah.
but obviously I think that it's unethical because
Delay,
this woman I think that is
reverb.
it was depressive or
Yeah.
I
She
don't
was
watch the
pregnant.
series, but
She was
yes,
very sad and pregnant. So it's like playing with fire. You have a lot of emotions and you want to put a software with emotions. She could have killed herself. Yeah. So Hernan, you want to comment something? You wanted to comment on something? Go ahead.
Yeah,
the
I
chat
think I have. Huh?
in
He
the
was
chat
busy
an
chatting.
entrepreneur.
No.
He was busy chatting.
I just want to say that I have a creepier story than Kathy's. In fact, well, uh, I'm kind of scared with that because this conversation is gonna be published
I
on
wanted
Instagram.
to
But
get. I wanted. No, not necessarily on YouTube
no.
only.
It could be on Instagram. Don't worry, it's
Yeah,
not
yeah, yeah.
a real uh, scare
But
scare feeling.
I
And
wanted to get there. I wanted to get to the lots of people who try scary things after losing
yeah,
someone.
no. But it was a simple thing. Don't worry.
Yeah.
I was talking with someone. I don't remember. I think I was having lunch or something like that. This kind of conspiracy about Instagram and hearing your cell phones and stuff.
So hold on, Jorge. Could you turn off your microphone because the dogs are getting crazy,
Okay.
Yes.
please? Yeah.
This whole conspiracy about the cell phones and how Instagram could listen to that and stuff.
Yes.
Well, I was having lunch, and I swear to God, it was like this. And we were talking about something with my family and stuff, and I said, well, I think I remember once I tried this beer, Blue Moon,
Yeah.
and I loved it, but I don't remember how it tastes. I really wanted to buy some
Where do
someday.
they
I'm not
sell Blue
sure.
Moon?
And I think I thought about it like 15 minutes with my little brother. Yeah, I love the beer and stuff. Yeah, well, it was a family lunch, and I swear, like an hour after that conversation, I opened my Instagram and it was like 3 or 4 pop-ups of Blue Moon beer. It was insane. I changed stories and Blue Moon videos and stuff. Blue Moon, Blue Moon, Blue Moon, and it was like, oh man, I cannot believe it. And it was like 3 days in a row with Blue Moon's publicity and stuff. So
Yeah.
well, advertisement. And there's a new offer if you want to buy Blue Moon and stuff. And well, I forget it. That was it. And like 2 months later, I was talking with a friend, and and because she posted like a story saying that, well, I'm an architect, and no, well, and I'm studying my masters and stuff, and now every app on Instagram, every advertising, it's on building some and designing some houses and building some stuff, and it's insane. And I comment to her, the thing that happened to me with Blue Moon, and I only said that, and she said, "Oh, Blue Moon is great," and I said, "Yeah, yeah,
Oh, and it
it's
was
great." I wanted to look 5 more days in a row advertising,
Blue Moon,
advertising,
Blue Moon, Blue
advertising.
Moon. Oh God, that is so scary. It's just
Yeah,
scary
so I've
because
been
it's
I've
so
been
real.
thinking we're not as far as we think
No, not at
in
all.
achieving that kind of technology that we were seeing in Black Mirror.
Yes, not at
I
all. We
only
are
I,
not
I
far at all.
only wrote a comment on a private message, and I got this experience. And the first one was just a conversation at lunch. So we're not as far as we think.
I was going to add on that creepy internet story. A few months ago, I used to have a boyfriend who had issues with his ex-girlfriend, and it was like a house discussion. We talked about that because he was complicated and he talked to us. We advised him, but it was just like when you name someone, Juanita, and that was it. But how could the software know that all the background history? And we talked about that for a few days, and I realized that all my games, I play a lot of Candy Crush and all those, and you have a lot of ads in there because every time you want to get alive, they're showing you an ad. Every time you finish the game, you're showing you an ad, and all the ads they were showing me were how to spy on your boyfriend, spy your boyfriend's account, or spy this, who's watching your Instagram. So I was like, whoa! If I had been a little bit mentally weaker, I would have become immediately a stalker.
Yeah.
They do not care of your emotions. They did not offer me therapy for couples, which is something that they could have done, or offer me, I don't know, help your friends overcome his problem. No, they were getting me deeper into the conflict. So I was like, oh my God, that is so that is Kelly's fault. Uh, so yeah. So the problem was that the algorithm wanted to get me to a darker place. And probably the same situation when it happens to people that they're not emotionally prepared for situations like this, they could get into those dark places. Yes,
Yes.
Kathy, go ahead.
I remember that one comment of Hernan in the first of this meeting, that about the person that the person have this type of feelings or superate, no sé cómo superar
Overcome.
the the dead in with this app. You cannot como to run the page, como dar vuelta a
Yes.
la página.
Yeah. Yes, you
This,
and it happens when you break up or when you stop seeing someone,
yes,
you keep
this.
seeing that person.
See, another comment on that. In no sé 20 years ago, it was more easier superar, no sé cómo se
Yeah,
dice.
overcome.
or forget one relationship, but now you can see all friends in common, or you can see your ex-boyfriend with a child, or I don't know. It's more difficult.
Yes.
Yes, and this type of app don't help us, don't help us for these
They
things.
that's the thing. I watch just well, I'm gonna keep my comment for the ending. Just wanted to ask Javier or Jorge if you wanted to add, because we are past time as usual. So guys, you wanna add something, or we're ready to close here? Javier? Yes?
It's okay.
Uh
No.
no, okay. Jorge? Any other comment? No. So I just wanted to go into this just tiny detail that I watched this episode in 2012, the first time, as I was telling you at the beginning. And I only focus on the sad part that you lost someone, and how unrealistic it was to create someone, and how sad it was her story, and only the emotional, the love part of it that Javier commented at the beginning. But now, 8 years later, with technology as developed as it is, and awareness, in our awareness raised as high as it is now, it was a whole different experience. I did not care about the emotions anymore. I only thought about, oh my God, they know everything about us. Oh my God, they could do this. Oh my God, they are offering. Oh my God, this is all real life. So 8 years of difference and 8 years of technology development made this episode a whole new experience for me. Yes, Hernan, go ahead.
I haven't realized yet that how accurate these episodes really are. You
Yes,
know, it was 8 years ago.
yes.
We were just like adapting to use Instagram
Yes,
the first
it was.
couple of years. It's so insane. I haven't realized until you're coming.
It's like a prediction. That's the thing, and this is more recent than the national anthem, which is the other episode that we think is very likely to happen. The national anthem was 9 or 10 years ago. So this guy's Charlie Brooker has things very clear. He was reflecting on matters that are now easy, like I know not easy, but clear facts in front of us. And back then it wasn't that clear, but he knew in advance. So just wanted to congratulate Mr. Charlie, because he is such a genius. He knows how to make us feel depressed, disgusted, and interested. Yes, and afraid. Hernan.
I think we cannot finish this session until we discuss the finale of this episode.
Oh
I
yes,
think
the
it's so
ending.
shocking in a way. So
No,
Yes.
what people think about?
I don't want to listen.
No, but
I
Kathy.
want
Actually,
to
yes,
see.
we cannot spoil here. You can just
Next time
No,
you gotta watch it.
it's my fault. It's my fault that talk about the
yeah,
final.
I'm sorry. This should have like a spoiler warning from the very beginning.
No, but
But
we
yeah,
can talk about it in an abstract way without
yeah,
saying what happened
yeah.
specifically.
Yeah. No, I think we in order to make her part of the conversation, we have to, and then you can watch it because you already know enough about the episode. So at the end, she's asking him. They go to this place that they went before when he was alive. He told her about this place where there is an old story that couples used to jump there to kill themselves together.
Or maybe Alicia, what if you don't tell her that part? We just say that
Yeah,
the ending of this episode, the
yeah.
real
At
finale of
the
this
at
story
the end, yes. Go ahead.
is that he got kind of oh, I forgot how to say encerrado, but well,
Lockdown.
he li- he got locked in the attic of the house, living like a rat or something like that, and she had her daughter like feeding him like a mascot or something like that,
Yeah.
and she didn't want to have anything to do with him, but her daughter knew him, so she didn't did anything about it. So It was like a kind of a mascot, like a bird in a cage or something like that. And she didn't really want to have anything to do with him, but she
Yeah,
gotta do it. It
it's
was
like
like this.
it's like
It was
when you
really raw,
I
really
think
cruel.
I think it's like when you have a social media platform like Fotolog, for example, that you don't want to go back there, that is like the part of you that you don't like of yourself. Or like I went through this recently with Instagram. I was like, I'm leaving Instagram, I hate Instagram. It's an addiction. And then I kept it, but in the weekends at night, I would say that I would go there only 1 hour of Instagram. And I would go to my dark place and find all the things that I didn't like about myself anymore. It's like, oh yeah, the secret. So she kept him. It's like she made it. She didn't like it. She was ashamed of what she did, but she couldn't get rid of him. She kept her locked down, in a place where she don't want to see, but it's there. It's like this profile of LinkedIn that a lot of people made and forget about because they never worked actually to share any ideas on LinkedIn, but it's still there. And every once in a while, you go there, you update, you watch a few people, and then you go out.
But I have a question, but I don't understand good the comment of Hernan. She in the future, she don't want to know about this software or
Yeah,
about him.
it's like 5 years in time after after
Uh-huh.
this after this when he died and she created the.
Yes, and she had a baby.
Then she had the baby. The baby was like 5, 6 years old, and the
Mhm.
baby's asking like, "Oh, let me go play with Ash. Let me go play with Ash." And she's like, "Oh, but it's
But
not the
Ash,
weekend.
Ash,
He's
Ash
there.
is this.
Ah,
This
they
Ash
Frankenstein.
is
created
this.
kind of a clone, but only with the
The
thoughts of
Frankenstein.
their social media. So it's not
Ah,
really
yeah.
Ash.
Yeah, it's like the
And,
fake
and
Ash.
and she got to build this in the bath with some electrolytes and stuff. But it's more like a clone, but it's not a real clone. It's only
Uh,
a
It's like a
construction,
toy,
like a robot.
like a robot. Yes.
A
okay.
very
Yes, and she the woman don't like that her daughter play with
No,
Ash.
but only in the weekends. Only in the weekends. She could play with Ash only in the weekends, and all the rest of the time he was locked in the attic.
Mm.
So, but she didn't get rid of him. I think that's the funny, the not the funny, but the interesting part for me. Why didn't she get rid of him? Why do you think she didn't get rid of him, Hernan? What do you think he kept him?
no, I think it's an open finale, an open ending, and it's really interesting to discuss it. I'm not sure.
What
I
why do
think
you want to discuss it then?
uh,
What is your
because of
point?
that
Yeah,
reason,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I
I
really
know, I
wanted to
know,
know what do you
I
think.
know. Yeah, what do you
Uh,
think?
I think because Kathy, uh, Martha, this whole episode thought that she was falling in love with him again, and then realizing that it wasn't him, and it was a really strong, intense, emotional story in a way. So, and how she is trying to overcome uh, his loss and all that stuff. So, I think that uh, it was well that kind of real images because you're facing a real or kind of a real body of the person that you saw that was dead. And so I think it's so hard to understand. Maybe Martha um, really got confused and didn't have enough courage to take the final decision to end with this kind of robot person human. We don't know what that kind of being is, but um, and when she finally realized that she didn't want to have this kind of human, her daughter was too big, too old, to make this decision. And maybe he thought, well, it's maybe that my daughter have kind of a dad, but it's not her real dad, but it's too late also to kill him. So and she's not killing him really because it was more like a robot. But
Yeah, he
I
did need
think
to eat.
like a mom that really loved her siblings, I think she decided to just keep it because it would be more harmful to her daughter. So I
I
think
think.
that might be a path, but I'm not sure. That's why I think it's so interesting. I really wanted to know your opinion about it.
Mhm. I think. I think it's not the daughter. I think it's her. That I think this is like somehow telling us what happens to us with social media, that we may not like it, that we realize it's not real, that we know it's a fake, that we know it spies on you, that you know it's not good, but you keep it anyway because it's better to keep it there, and we don't have the courage to kill it. She didn't have the courage to kill it. We don't have the courage to stay away from the social media, get out of the matrix, and live on real world.
Well, I think you're right, but in a way, and correct me if I'm wrong. I think you're making more an analysis than an hypothesis of the real plot.
Ah, yeah, yeah.
I think you're right, but I don't know. Maybe it may be a symbol from the director or the writer, but at the same time, do you think that Martha decided that, or
Like
they
to give
just
her.
decided to put a symbol on us
Yeah, I think
on
I
the
think it's a
screen,
little bit of both. We maybe do not disconnect from social media because of emotional reasons too. I
and
think,
maybe we cannot disconnect from
yeah,
this
we
kind of ends?
yeah, that's the thing. You like you also have emotional bounds to social media. For example, when I try to stay out of social media, I really miss my friends. My friends. I was like, what are they doing? What are they sharing? What am I missing from the outside world? So maybe it's that she's giving her the chance, the baby the chance to meet her dad. It's emotional, but she's an adult, so she knows she has to control this. It's like social media. You need it to be part of this society. There you have it, baby of, I don't know, 10 years old, that nowadays is getting creating the Facebook account, the Instagram account. But at the same time, you have parents who are trying to set the rules because they know it's necessary, but they know it's dangerous. So yes.
But the ash or this app or I don't know show the her that, but it's about the memories. It's not in the
No,
present.
no, no, no. Yeah, it's like you have
Yes,
the robot of the memories of what Ash was before the baby.
yes, but I think that the woman don't give the chance that play with this this thing because it's only for not suffer, but it's living moment in the past. You don't have a father. Your father is
Yeah,
dead,
he's dead.
and I think that is one healthy show this type of things because the decision is the woman, not the daughter.
Yes,
If I
yes,
want remember my ex-boyfriend, for example, it's my decision. I don't want show my daughter remembers or memory or things that don't exist.
I
In
agree.
your example, for example, obviously I miss I miss my friends when I lose my cell phone, for example, but it's the reality, this present. I would like know the things that make my friends, but it's one healthy, I think. Remember about my grandma all day, or I don't know what I say,
Yeah,
but for example,
it's
my
not
mom,
healthy.
exactly, yes. And I think that the woman understand these things, maybe.
Yes, yes. I think she knows. She knows this is very healthy, and that's why she's keeping it locked
Mm.
because she knows it's not good. Jorge, any comments on this? Hernan?
This is transforming into a terror movie.
A horror movie.
Every room
Thank
is getting
God.
darker and darker.
Yes, yes,
Mm.
yes. So you are the light here. You're the only good one. So yeah, guys, I guess this is it for today. Where lights are off now in all of us, except Hernan. So, guys,
Yeah, but
if
I
you
want
want,
to know Jorge's and Javier's opinion about the ending,
but
please.
they are not. They are not
Or
telling.
they don't want to give their opinion.
I don't
I
know, Jorge.
I think that Marta don't have the courage to kill at this risk
Okay.
to her clone boyfriend, but I was surprised of the fact of the change of personality at that point of Ash, because Martha says that his real boyfriend probably gonna start to cry and I don't know ¿cómo se dice suplicar?
Beck.
Suplicar, beg for other opportunity and say don't want to die, and he starts. So this futuristic device really can adapt at the moment, or
Yes,
it's some kind of
it's
real humanity,
no,
or
no, no.
it's what
It's an
could be,
AI, artificial intelligence. It thinks, so
but it's
it adapts.
artificial intelligence based of the data of that
Yeah.
of the data of the internet.
Yeah,
And
Yep.
but it's an algorithm. It's an intelligence. It
yeah,
thinks. It makes decision
yeah.
based on that, but it's constantly adapting and evolving.
So yeah, is this constantly adapting, like you said. Why don't adapt at the regular life, at the emotional, at the when they talk at the, or when they have a conversation of at the lunch of that, what the the point that starts to annoying Martha, but at the point of probably death, the software adapts and adapts good. Start
But
to
what annoyed Martha was not what he said. What annoyed
maybe
what an-
Martha with a more patiently and keep in a good
uh,
way this device.
I don't think
How,
so.
how, how,
I think she was annoyed not by the things he said, but by the predictability of it. How it was not natural. She was not
hmm,
affected by the fact that he said something or not, but she was affected by the fact that it was weird because that was not Ash. So the computer could try fake emotions. I don't want to die. Don't kill me. It could fake it,
oh,
but it's not the real emotion, and she knows that.
Yeah, and at the same time, he's so ambivalent. You know,
gosh.
Ash is
he's
the boyfriend, the dead
he's
boyfriend.
the boyfriend, the
Okay,
body
okay.
of the boyfriend.
Up. The
Fake
Ash.
Ash and true Ash.
This human.
Yes,
Yeah,
Hernan
this
says
mascot.
Frankenstein.
human.
Frankenstein.
Hmm.
and I rolled like human, as you said.
Here, yeah, like
Yes, you
Frankenstein.
get
Yeah.
you say that this type of human, this
Yes,
human.
yes, yes.
Well, yeah,
It's
but
like an hologram.
No,
no,
it's a
it's a real
robot.
body
It's a
made
robot.
by mother cells or
Oh.
something like that.
It's
They
like a
put it
Mhm.
A
robot.
in the
giant
bath with
a giant
water and
fetus.
stuff, and
Yes.
but well, but I think it's really ambivalent. So I really understand in a way Martha's, because you are watching, you're seeing in front of you
The
the
fake
real
image.
person, in a way, the real image, an identical image of
Yes.
this
Mhm.
person, and you know it's not the real person. In a way, in a very hypothetical way, it's not his soul, but it's
Yes.
just like
I was
him
going to say that it's a
physically.
soul. It's
So
not the
it's
soul.
so intense, this ambivalence, this ambivalence, sorry, of watching this person in real life, but knowing that it's not him. So yeah, it's very difficult.
Yes.
It's
Mhm.
really
And
challenging,
she
I
would
think,
have to lose him
emotionally
Yes,
again.
and
challenging.
She would have to lose him again. Yes, Kathy.
yes, and I think that all of us say this thing, the other side the street, because
yeah, we are not
I
there.
never lose a person. And probably if I lose my boyfriend and I was pregnant, sorry, probably I will pay for that,
Yeah, I would try anything that could help
for
you.
this
We try
human in
anything
my
to help.
house.
Yes, that's why. That's why at the beginning I said it too. Maybe in that position we would try the same thing. And it's like when you have parents that
Mm,
lose their kids, which I think, and I've heard that is like the worst loss that you can suffer. You see a lot of them going to mediums, for
mm,
example, trying to connect with them somehow. They could be, I don't know, scientists
mm,
that know that it's not real, but they will try because it's natural. You will try to find a way to cope with this. And at the end, it looks
yeah.
like she managed. She managed to control this, and she just kept it locked. So yeah, I think it's ambiguous too. Like they're leaving you the question there. So yeah, finally, guys, this is it. We've been here for an hour and a half. So just wanted to really, 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 really thank you for being here once more and for participating even without watching the episode. Thank you. And always thank you for your great contributions and very smart conversations. I really enjoyed this space. Hugs and kisses to you all. See you next Thursday with episode 2 of season 2. Okay? Bye, guys. Take
Okay,
care.
bye
Have a
bye.
great weekend. Bye.
Bye. Bye.
Bye.
Good
Thank
Nati, la
night.
you.
próxima semana coméntanos tu
Yes,
final.
Yeah.
yep.
Watch it.
Bye.
Velo para que escuchemos.
The next week,
Chao,
yeah.
chao,
Yes.
chao. Bye,
Today,
bye.
today, tonight.
Bye.
Bye.